Morning, and welcome to the Mental Breakdown Morning Show. I'm Dr. Bernie Wilkinson.
And I am an exhausted Richard Marshall.
Why are you so tired today? You were up late.
No, I didn't stay up late. I did not stay up late.
No?
No.
Well, it's Wednesday, November 9, and we are ready for Hump Day. It's going to be a great day today. And we have a letter from a listener today. So this is great because I think that this is an issue that I know that we have certainly dealt with in our family at various times, and I did in my childhood. Mm-hmm. And so this is a great email that I think that a lot of listeners will benefit from. And so here's the letter. It's from Ray, and he writes, my family and I recently lost our family dog. Mm-hmm. Though to call him a dog is to minimize how important he was to our family, especially my son. We found Rusty in a shelter the week before my son was born. Rusty was just a puppy at the time, so he grew up with my son. Now, 13 years later, my son is in his last year of middle school and has lost his best and longest friend and companion. They did everything together. While it was not an unexpected death, and we did all we could to get ready for his passing, there was no way to adequately prepare. How do I help my son and the rest of the family cope with this loss? Do we go out this weekend and get another puppy, or do we wait and cope with this loss first? Woo!
This is something
Happy Wednesday.
We're going to be dealing with in our family because we have a dog that's 13 or 14 years old, and it has been a member of the family. I mean, they refer to it. My daughter said it's like a brother, to them. Right. And so this is an issue that we're going to be dealing with, and I keep saying I don't want to be there. Yeah. Because my kids are really going to struggle. Yeah. When this dog dies.
Yeah, and I think most of us have had some similar type of experience at some point in our life, whether when you were growing up, if you had a cat or a dog or a bird or a fish or anything. Dealing with, especially when there's that emotional connection to the pet, it really is difficult. And I like how Ray wrote that, to say that, to just call him a dog would be to minimize how important he was. Yeah. Because clearly, I think that I've been there.
It's a member of the family.
Yeah, absolutely. So, right, the response to your question is maybe a little bit more complicated, but not as complicated. It's complicated, but not complicated. Because I think that we have an impulse to do one thing, but at some level we know that we should do the other. I think that the impulse is to try to immediately replace, because you're going to come home and you're going to see the empty food dish, or you're going to see the absence of the food dish there. And your initial impulse is going to be, okay, we have to replace, we have to fill that void that was left with Rusty's passing. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that's the right choice.
No, don't rush too quickly to fill the void, if you will. And I think that's a good way to put it. You have to process this loss before you move on. Okay. Right. So I agree.
Yeah. So what we recommend to families is take some time and wait. Bereavement, which is exactly what you guys are going through and will continue to go through, usually lasts a few weeks, sometimes even up to a month. Right. So allow yourself to go through that. One of the things that will help with that is when you have times where you or your son or someone in the family is struggling, you're sad because you've got home, and again, that cue is there, the cue of the absence is there. Take some time to talk, communicate about it, relive some of those fun experiences, look back at pictures and look back at videos and things like that, because most of our lives are completely recorded now anyways, so look back at some of those times that you had with Rusty and reminisce in a positive way and relive some of those happy times and allow yourself to work through that process.
That's what we mean when we say we have to process the loss, okay? Because you want to use this. There are going to be other losses, other pets, other people that we're going to lose. And so we want to teach our children how to grieve, okay? Whether it's somebody moving away or somebody dying or a dog dying. And this is a perfect opportunity, using this as if you buy another dog the next day or 2 days later, you are interfering with the grief process, and you have to allow people time to go through the grief process. Our Jewish friends take a whole year. You know, they have this process that they go through for an entire year, knowing that it takes a long time to get over it. And so don't try to sidestep the grief process and find a replacement. There is no replacement for this dog. Okay, there's going to be another dog, but it's not a replacement. And you don't want to give kids the feeling that these are replaceable parts. They're not. Rusty, they had a special relationship because that's the dog that he grew up with. He's going to have a different kind of relationship with the next dog. Okay? But you have to process this, and the grief process comes in steps. You have to go through each step completely in order to get through this, to process the loss,
and you want to have some closure. You want to be able to look back and sort of, you know, if you will, sort of have that entire part of your life, you know, nicely wrapped and you know, be able to put it on the shelf so that you can say, you know, that those were wonderful times, and not clouded or confused with an immediate replacement that's there to, you know, put a Band-Aid over something that really needs to heal first. Yeah,
because you want to, at some point when we lose a person who's special to us, you know, then you can go back and say, well, honey, remember how how we dealt with when we lost Rusty, okay? Remember how long it took for you to get over that? This is going to be, because when a grandparent dies, there's no replacement. You know, you don't go out and get another grandparent. You don't get another parent. You don't get another sibling. You can't just replace a person. And so this is a wonderful teachable moment. This is a time when children can learn one of life's really important lessons.
Absolutely.
There's no you go through this process, and you can use the loss of Rusty to teach children about loss and about grief.
Yeah, absolutely.
So wonderful teaching opportunity. Take your time. Let the whole family go. You know, you're gonna just leashes and dog, you know, and all these things, and you need to put all that stuff away. Okay, keep it, put it away, and deal with the loss. And then when you have sufficiently dealt with that, then you can move on to finding another. Finding another dog.
Another companion. So, all right. So, Ray, I hope that helps. I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of probably what we think, at least, is the best way to handle this kind of situation. It's never easy. You will probably be asked, "Can we go get another companion, another dog?" You know, your kid, your son will probably want to do something like that. But that again is sort of that. That's a sign of where his maturity is, and it's perfectly appropriate for him to be feeling that way. But that's where you want to say, you know, hey, let's work through this first, and then we'll talk about that. So.
And even when you're selecting one, take your time. You know, look through breeds, talk to people. You know, re-involve your children in the selection process. Don't just run to the rescue shelter and get another one.
Absolutely.
Many more things you want to teach your children at a moment like this.
Perfect. So. All right, Ray. Hope that helps. I hope that helps lots of other folks who may be in a similar situation.
Dealing with any kind of grief.
So, all right. Well, we will be back tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is grab bag.
Grab bag. Right.
So I know that you like grab bag Thursday. So we'll be back tomorrow to talk on another topic. All right. So we'll see you then.
Wednesday.
Bye-bye.